I feel like you ask such good questions. How do you handle risk with your team or vendor? So first thing I want to say is, for me, semantics matter, and I do not handle risk. That's not a term that we utilize in the project management world. And if you do plan to enter that world, I want to make sure that you know the lingo that we use so you can sound like one when you're talking. So as a project manager, I identify risk and I create ways to manage risk. Now, how do I identify these risks? Usually when I'm assigned the project and now it's time for me to initiate it, meaning I've gotten all the details that I needed or the bulk of the details that I needed, I'm figuring out who my stakeholders are, and I'm making sure that I get a good grasp of this so I can go ahead and kind of develop a timeline. So in project management, there are 3 things the project manager is responsible for, and that's making sure we stay in scope, meaning we're doing what was actually requested that we have to do. We're staying on time, like schedule, so we're getting this done when we're supposed to. And then we're staying in cost budget, meaning we are spending what we have allocated to spend for this or less. Now, you're identifying things that impact those, right? And one of the first things you can identify is literally the schedule. So one of the basic things you can identify is, are we able to actually do this when they requested it? So let's say they want a website done, right? And based on how our team operates or whatever, let's say it's going to take a month to do this website, but they're requesting to get this website done in 2 weeks. Well, there's an issue here. We got a risk that we are going to impact the budget because maybe the cost is going to go up in order to get it done in a short amount of time. Or there may be an issue with the timeline because what if we literally cannot get it done at that time, right? And so these are things that you can identify from the jump, right, on your own. Then when you have conversations with the development team, meaning the people that need to develop whatever product or thing that you're making, in this example, the website, reach out to them so they can kind of do a preview of the brief to see, hey, are we able to actually do this? Are there any blockers on our end? Because maybe there might be another project that's taking more priority and that has all eyes, all ears, everybody's head down for it. And so it's going to take longer to complete what we have to do. You wouldn't know that, but that's a risk, right? Maybe you find out from the development team that the software that we're utilizing, there's actually supposed to be this nationwide upgrade. And so this is not a good time to try to do this project because then we're going to end up wasting money because now we got to go back and make changes because of the upgrade. So let's wait to start after the upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, these different things you're not going to know. And so as a project manager, your job is to try to identify it. You're asking the right questions. You're getting in the weeds. You want to make sure you understand what's going on, and then your teams understand what's going on. So then they can help call out what type of risk are about or are happening, right? Yeah, I got a meeting. Hold on. Okay, I'm back, y'all. That was a corporate consumer insights meeting that I forgot we were having. All right, now after we done identified all the risk, now we need to figure out how we're going to manage it, right? So we need to determine if it's a low impact risk or a high impact risk. And then we also need to determine the probability of that risk actually happening, right? So is it a high probability or low probability? So like there's this whole chart or matrix that you kind of create to determine how we're going to rate the risk. And then once we rate it, then we determine, okay, what exactly are we going to do about it? Some risk, you just accept the fact that it's going to happen and you know that you're going to eat the cost or eat the adjustment or some stuff like that. Other risk, you accept that it's going to happen, but you have a way to make it not be as intense as it could be, i.e. mitigating it, making it not as harmful or as big as it could be. Some risk, you just don't even think it's going to happen at all. Like the likelihood is like very minimal. And if it does, it really doesn't impact us that type of way. Or even if the likelihood is high, it's not going to impact us in a major way. We just know that this is happening and all of us, understand what's going on. And this applies to things that's going on within the team, things that's going on with vendors, things that's going on with stakeholders. Like, this is just how you're dealing with risk across the board. I hope that helps.